Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching The Bad Batch, Season 3, Episode 15, The Cavalry Has Arrived, which could mean Melinda May is turning up, and I mean, she has technically already been in this season, but yes, that's not what I'm talking about. I am so stressed. This is the finale. Now, obviously I opened up Disney Plus, looked through what I had to react to today, and had this scheduled for like, it's sort of weird. I tend to do like shorter shows first and longer shows last when I have like multiple shows to react to. And this was going to be one of the first shows I reacted to today. And then I looked at it and I thought it was 51 minutes. And the viewer part of me went, yes. And then the react part of me went, oof. But I'm very excited because I was thinking, surely it has to be a longer episode because how on earth are they going to wrap this up in 20 odd minutes? So I am glad it's longer. The part of me that has to edit it is a bit like, damn it. But that part doesn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things. But I'm stressed because this is the finale of this show, and that isn't always a dangerous place to be for these beloved characters, and a lot has to happen. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go. I'm really stressed. I'm just a little stressed, okay? He makes me feel less stressed. Also, while I think of it, someone in my comments very smartly pointed out that it's a Zilla Beast, not a sea monster thing, and yes, that makes a lot more sense, and it could be a very good distraction, but it also could kill a lot of people. But distraction is what we need, and people are gonna die here anyway.
Why are you helping me?
Omega showed her another way.
I'm trying to do the right thing.
Clones aren't given a choice, and when they finally realize that, and when they finally realize what actually matters, as long as they make the right choice, we forgive them. Brave babies. Clever babies.
It's been too lenient with you all.
Come on, droid.
A few days of isolation should remind you.
Ha! Bitch.
It worked.
The baby laughed. I love it.
We have to hurry.
Oh,
Droid,
I'm stressed. I'm proud of these babes. Omega's doing her bit for the escape, my loves. It will include a Zilla Beast. The kids are gone. You're here to help them, but they've already escaped. Her brothers have taught her well.
Get them out of there!
Huh. You're in trouble. It's free now.
She will be dealt with.
She'll possibly be eaten by a Zilla Beast.
Zilla's loose in the containment level.
Yep.
Shut down the reactor and... Omega. She released the Zilla.
How do you know that?
He knows his girl.
Exactly what I'd do.
It's getting worse because he's getting close to the source of his trauma.
Heavy patrols got...
I'm so stressed.
Be like that.
Oh my god, the Zilla Beast's breaking free.
Echo's handiwork or Omega's?
Omega.
Not good with height. I guess I'd make a poor soldier.
My brother Ricker hates heights too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the strongest soldier I know. Just stay focused on what's ahead, not what's below.
She's so wonderful.
Of course they will. Do it.
I am still stressed. Hemlock is 10 moves ahead. In his own mind, at least.
We're on the right track. Omega definitely came through here.
And went where?
Oh god. I am stressed. I feel like I'm not really reacting. I'm just stressed. Oh lord. Oh my god. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. This is not one of my more articulate reactions. This is just stress. Are they going to try and capture them to get Omega to surrender? Like, Omega, we have your brothers. Surrender or else.
You should be more careful with your shooting hand.
Did he just cut his hand off? Very Star Wars. But fucking hell.
Is that the rest of your squad?
Not good.
Where they... You don't belong here. Call it in.
Echo?
Hey, kid. And other kids.
The shuttle's in Bay 4.
Get the babies off the base ASAP and then go for the rest of Clone Force 99.
Take the kids to these coordinates. We'll meet you there.
You're not coming with us?
There are more prisoners inside.
I love that
including
Echo immediately knew that Omega would want to go with him.
You ready?
No!
Let's complete the mission.
Anxiety, check I am recording. I am, we're good. Oh god. Is he just torturing them or is he like brainwashing them?
We'll survive.
We'll destroy you. Mm-hmm. You're a stain on the galaxy.
What's going on?
We're breaking out.
Mm-hmm. Everyone this time. Even Rampart.
We gave up hope that anyone was coming to help us. We've been
Even-
looking for the space for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Echo!
Is to leave while we can.
Clones don't leave our brothers behind.
Nope.
Listen,
Good people don't leave their
I
people
know you
behind
won't
unless they have
regret
zero other choices.
you deserve. I will. I've got one more fight left in me. Me too. I'll stand with
Bless them.
you. You too.
Your place is with them.
Nala say is gonna do it and possibly give her life in the process.
You'll need this.
She truly did care for Omega. I mean, does. She's not currently dead. Rampart is so gonna betray them to Hemlock.
I hear you've lost control of the Zillo Beast, and that your facility is
Let the
under
Zilla
threat.
Beast out for a
The
walk in the
Emperor is most
park. The
concerned.
air is good for
I have
him.
the situation.
You can expect my arrival shortly.
The last thing we need is more Imperials. Like, it's hilarious if Hemlock gets shown up, but the last thing we need is more Imperials. Is she gonna blow them both up?
I might be able to free them if you give me a big enough distraction.
We're on our way.
Hemlock knows you'll come for them though, he's counting on it. This is definitely a trap. Yep. Oh. Oh god.
A glaring weakness in clones is their loyalty.
In good people, the majority of people, they have compassion and empathy for people. And he sealed his own death, right? If he didn't shoot her, she could have not killed either of them, but he chose his own fate.
You're forgetting one thing. I have them.
Oh my wonders. Oh lord.
Deal with them.
If I was Omega, I would be dead weight. I would be like, you're bringing me with you? You are dragging me. I'm not running. I know she's absolutely teeny tiny. That wouldn't make that much of a difference, but... You're not gonna shoot me. You need me alive. Like, fuck it. I'm dead weight. I'm so stressed. I'm so sorry. I do not feel like I've been reacting. I've just been like... I mean, I guess any reaction is a reaction. But I feel like I've just been stressed. That's all I've been. Crosshair, aim for his head. Trust in yourself. You don't even need that arm, right?
Can't risk Omega. She knows what to do, Crosshair. Wait for her, then take the shot.
She trusts you. My angel. Ah! Shoot him again and again. Keep shooting him. Is he definitely dead? Like, can we just... I don't like that he just fell into nothingness. I want to make sure he's definitely dead. I'm not gonna breathe until we're, like, away from here. Did we actually do it? Fuck! That was close. I need them to like fish Hemlock's dead body out of the ocean and for him to have not been a cloned Hemlock or something, or him not to have somehow survived all those blaster shots and the fall, because I'm stressed.
Governor Tarkin, I have completed my assessment.
I can release the
Various wings
Grogu.
of the base sustained. Dr. Hemlock and several troopers perished in the attack.
Definitely.
Of his research, distribute all funding
Good.
to Project Stardust.
What is Project Stardust? Is that a name I'm supposed to know? Because it doesn't ring a bell immediately. And you know my brain fog with my CFS is not always... My brain's not always on point with its namings. Is it just safe for us to live here now because they won't come looking for us here? Right? Because Hemlock was the person who knew about this place and all the information is gone.
Lives have never been our own.
Until now.
I have a lot to make up for. I'd like to help out however
And
I
a
can.
lifetime of freedom to do it in. Do they just get to be happy? Because please.
They're finally safe.
And so are you.
What about the rest of the clones? Will they stay here on Pabu?
Well, it's up to them.
Yeah, they have a
They're free to
choice
follow
now.
their own paths. Now, we get to choose who we want to be.
Especially as these clones were literally created for warfare.
Whatever we want, kid.
They deserve this so much. Please let this be the ending. Because it doesn't mean we never have to see these characters again. They can pop up again in the future. Omega can pop again as a grown adult. Whatever we want. I really thought Crosshair was gonna like sacrifice himself. He just sacrificed the hand. That is very Star Wars. Do they just get to have a happy ending? Because that's everything if they do. And I think they do. Right? I'm stressed. I trust nothing. Hello, my darling. Well, she had a childhood here. She had a childhood with her family in safety and peace.
Thought you could just sneak off?
They
Time
got
has
to have
dulled all my senses.
time to just live
This shouldn't be a
and grow
surprise.
older.
You don't have to worry about me.
You're our kid, Omega.
Mm-hmm.
You always will be.
You've all fought enough. This, it's my fight. I'm ready.
So proud of her.
I know you are.
Mm-hmm. He knows it's just hard.
But I'm not.
Yep. It's just hard to watch your babies go into danger, even if you're the proudest in the world. And oh,
Off you go.
it's really emotional that she got a childhood here and they got to watch her grow up, and they got to grow old in peace.
If you ever need us, we'll be there.
Always, she knows. And she's getting to choose to fight in the rebellion, not because she was tech, not because she was born and created for a certain purpose, but she's choosing because she believes in it, and that is so important. Like, I am sad that they can't just like live every day of their lives together forever, but that's growing up, and I'm just so happy for them, and so bittersweetly sad in this moment. But then Omega fucking survives the rebellion. She flourishes. They see each other again all the time.
She'll be fine.
She'll be more than fine. He will spend every day with a pit of worry in his stomach as much as he knows and loves and has faith in her. But I'm just really emotional. I genuinely feel very, very close to actually crying because I'm so happy. Oh, thank you, emotional support, Baby Yoda. Emotional support, Grogu. I was so stressed going into that reaction because, the number of people I've had in my comments being like, oh, I think they're all gonna die and Omega's gonna be on her own, or I think this, and like, people, I mean, I have nothing against those comments, I love hearing people's theories, but I was like, in my little denial bubble, which was right in this case, of like, no one's gonna die and everyone's gonna get to be happy, and so going into this, I was like, no, my denial bubble, like, this is the moment where my denial bubble could have been popped for good. and it wasn't. But I did on multiple occasions really think Crosshair would die, because it kind of like he did some pretty awful things, and I assumed he would die to like make up for it, but instead that was not the same. But the episode itself was tense. It was fighting. It was Star Wars desperate all against all odds, infiltration, rescue attempts, like at its finest. Um, but they've saved most of the clones that were there. They destroyed Project Necromancer, at least until Moff Gideon comes along. And I mean, I guess it survives in some form or another ultimately, but you know, they saved Omega from it, and they saved all those kids and those clones. And I think part of why Crosshair got away with things, and by that I mean, like, I do kind of feel like he committed some atrocities for the Empire and then never really faced any kind of consequences for those atrocities. But at the same time, I think a huge theme of this show in particular was the unjust nature of the clones' existence. It was the fact that they were created, immediately trained for war, denied childhood, sent out as cannon fodder to just be churned up, watch their brothers die until they themselves died, again and again and again, until the Republic, then the Empire, didn't need them anymore. I think a huge part of it was how the clones have never had a choice. And yes, Order 66 literally took away their free will and their choices, because it made them into good soldiers, follow orders, shooting their friends in the head, etc. Like, they went from being kind of people, like, slaves with no free will, but they could make their own choices within those confines, to being literal just yes sir, no sir, whatever you say, sir. But they already were in that impossible position. I mean, I can still remember the first time I watched the prequels and Obi-Wan found out that, oh, this place is just casually breeding some clones to fight in an army. And I can remember being like, aren't we the good guys? And I think that was always a big part of it, the fact that the Empire wasn't this perfect, wonderful thing. But the clones is such a barbaric concept to have, to take their free will away from them. And the solidarity and brotherhood, family they found within each other was always the best part. And, you know, in the Clone Wars, the characters we liked were the ones that treated each individual clone and clone life like it mattered, and the ones we didn't like were the ones that couldn't care less about the clones. But in this show, I think a huge part of it has been showing the injustice of the existence of the clones and how they were treated, combined with how they attempted to get their free will back, and also how difficult it is to break away from an ideology that you've been spoon-fed from birth. If your entire life you were raised and taught a certain thing, you're gonna just accept it as true, because everyone you've looked up to, everyone that has raised you, has believed in that. And that can be mirrored in so many different aspects of our own society today. But we saw the clones at different stages breaking away from it. Crosshair obviously took the longest, but ultimately it was kind of a way of showing that you can escape these toxic institutions and these toxic situations and atone for what you did, and you can and do deserve a chance. Is kind of how I've taken it, because that extends all the way to Emery, that extends to all of the clones. And the fact that even at the end when Omega was going off to fight in the rebellion, Hunter, yeah, he's old and grey-haired, but there were old men running around in the rebellion. The rebellion was pretty desperate for anybody. You could have had a world in which Omega was trying to get Clone Force 99 to re-arm up and come and fight again, because you're still useful, you can still fight, even if you're in the reserves or the backup or whatever. But the fact that it was just, no, you've done enough, you've done your fighting, you deserve to rest and have a life. And at this point, the hugely important thing is Omega she got a childhood. She grew up. After the awful trauma she went through, she had a decent chunk of a life, of a childhood, of growing up surrounded by family and love in peace and tranquility. And yes, obviously with the knowledge that the rest of the galaxy was not quite as peaceful and tranquil, so like it wasn't like a perfect upbringing, but always knowing that was there, and probably thinking her whole life, one day I'm going to be part of the solution, one day I'm going to help fix things. And so now she's older. Obviously we don't know exactly how old she is at the end there. We don't know, we've never known exactly how old she is. I mean, clone aging is all over the place, but we don't know exactly how old she is at the end there. We don't know what point of the rebellion she's gone to join, but, you know, it's serious enough. There's an actual chance enough now, and she's going to go, and of course she's going to go and give it everything and be an absolute asset to their rebellion. And the most important thing is it's her choice. And I mean, I didn't really think they'd do anything different, but I love that Hunter, as much as he made it very clear he didn't want her to go, he made it clear it was because he wasn't ready to watch his baby go and potentially die in this, you know, risking her life, potentially dying in this cause, however noble and just it is. And so them all sitting there and then them getting to have a happy ending. Because this is a happy ending, even though it's bittersweet because Omega's going to war, going to fight, and Hunter, Wrecker, Crosshair, Tech, if he's come to join them at any point. Not, oh bless Tech. Tech survived somehow. Echo, if he's come to join them at any point, and everyone else Omega came to love on Palmino. Will be having that pit in the stomach that everyone does when someone they love is away fighting or away in danger. But she will come home to them one day and she will bring Galaxy to safety and freedom, and then it'll be wonderful. I mean, I hope we see Omega again. I would love to see like Hunter and Wrecker and the rest of sort of the clones we've come to know, but at the very least I really hope we see Omega again in some form or another, because we now know she's definitely joined the rebellion. I mean, I think it wouldn't have made sense for her character to just idly sit by while the rebellion happened, but I absolutely adore that they said to the clones, you've done enough. Like, if you choose to keep fighting, that is okay, that is great, but if you want to, you have deserved a rest, you've done enough. And I know I haven't really gone into great details about all of the stress and the fighting and the Zillo Beast and Hemlock, who fucking deserve to die. And I'm taking it at the end there that they confirmed he was dead, because I know he got shot multiple times and then fell from an impossibly high height. He is dead, but I like to see my dead enemies dead, to be sure, but I'm taking it that he's dead. It was obviously all very good and very tense and very stressful, but they saved the kids, they saved most of the clones, they saved each other, and they depended on each other. In fact, all of their Hemlock sneering at their compassion and their loyalty as a weakness they had, ultimately it was the greatest strength of all, and that is always the case. I will always live by the mantra that in the world we live in, the worst people, the horrible, cruel people, they might be the loudest, they might make the biggest impact, but that doesn't mean the rest of us, people who care about others, aren't here and can't have a bigger impact in the long run. I have to believe that, or else what's the point of life? So yeah, this was just to see them getting a chance to live a life of peace, a life of safety, a life of rest, together as a family, where Omega felt safe and secure enough to choose to go and join the fight again. It was absolutely everything. It was the ending I wanted for this show, and I'm so thankful that we got it, because I don't always get endings that I want in shows, and it just made me so happy, and I'm really, really happy. I don't know what else to say. Like, I loved that ending. I hope you all did too. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of these reactions on my Patreon. I think the next Star Wars show to come out is The Acolyte, if I'm not mistaken, and I will be reacting to that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.